to leave. Hey guys, welcome to episode 12 of the Knit Now Swatch Later podcast. My name is Courtney, and this is a knitty, crocheting, sewing, crafty in general podcast. Today is April 1st, 2020. Today's a Wednesday, and you can find me on Ravelry as Pup and on Instagram as Knit Now Swatch Later. Everything that I talk about will be linked below. So all of my project pages on Ravelry and any shops that I talk about will be linked in the description box below. And the first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today is my finished object, which I am currently wearing. This is the Soldotna crop by Kay Litton. I will stand up so that you can see it. Alright, so here's the color work detail that I finished like last May. And if I get my chair out of the way, and here is the finished object. So if you remember, the last time I showed this, I had a stitch marker like right about here. I added about 6 inches of length to the body, and then I did the little design here at the bottom and the ribbing. So this project is finally finished and out of my whip basket. The colors that I used Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek DK from Hobby Lobby in the colorways Cedar. Let's see, this gray is Cedar, and the light blue is Ocean Wave, and then this darker blue is Pretty in Peacock. I knit this on a US size 5 3.75 millimeter needle, which I think is the size called for in the pattern. And I finally finished this after Megan from the Pip and Pin podcast announced that she was hosting a Fix It or Forget It Cal. So the goal of that knit along was to take projects that don't fit quite right or you just aren't happy with, and fix them or frog them. So I decided for my Soldotna to be my project for that knit along, and I decided to fix it by adding 6 inches to the body. So that's the first finished object. The next thing that I have to show you guys, I'm sorry if I'm a little sniffly, but I am getting over a cold, so I apologize in advance. I am drinking some tea to help with that in this amazingly adorable mug that I got from, I think, the Christmas tree shops. And this is actual tea this time from David's Tea. It is the vanilla cappuccino flavor, and it is so good. I finally found a tea that I like, so I've been drinking that to help with my stuffiness and my sore throat. But anyway, back to the knitting content. So this is actually, I have 3 finished objects. They are crocheted face scrubbies. They look like this. So that's the first one, and this is the second one. And the third one I have not woven in the ends yet, but I have just been looking up patterns for crochet face scrubbies on Google and Ravelry and just whatever comes up. I pick one that I like and I crochet it. I have been using Lion brand Kobu yarn in the color beige. So here's the back of the tag. And this is 51% cotton, 49% rayon from bamboo. It is so soft. It's so nice to work with. I thought it would be really good for face scrubbies, so that's what I decided to make with it. And then I'm using a boy crochet hook in size G, which is a 4.25 millimeter. And I love the ones with these handles on them. There's so much, for whatever reason, crocheting really hurts my hands and makes them cramp up really bad. But these grip things seem to help, so I recommend them. I'm at the point where I have doubles of a lot of my crochet hooks because I've been doing it for so long. So basically anything that does not have one of these grippy things, I've gotten rid of it. So that's how much I like them. And then these are the Metroid Socks for Ben, for my husband. The yarn is loops and threads wool-like, and this color is pumpkin spice, and I think the purple is just called purple. On a US size 1 2.25 millimeter needle, I'm using a Chowgu 9-inch circular for those, and this is the tag. This is pumpkin spice, and it's pretty much okay. So this is pumpkin spice, and then the other one is just called purple. And that's pretty much all I have to say about those. I cast those on as part of Julianne Knitter she's Julianne Knitter on Instagram and Twin Stitches podcast on YouTube. She hosted a challenge to see if you could knit a pair of adult socks in 1 week. So I decided to participate, but I did not make it with tax season and having to work full time. So I decided to participate in that, but I did not make it. I didn't even finish this one sock in a week, let alone a pair, but I thought it would be fun to try. So the next thing I have in whips, I didn't even write down in my list. This is a little sock pouch from Kitsch is the New Black. In this bag, you guys have seen before, is holding my husband. These are the Heel Toe Do-Si Do by Kay Litton, who is the Crazy Sock Lady on Instagram and on YouTube. And then the Oogie Boogie Stitch Marker. The Oogie Boogie Stitch Marker is from Simply Serving, and it is marking where I was on these socks the last time I showed it on the podcast. So I'm going to go ahead and move that now because I always forget. Alright, so I'm knitting these on a 9-inch circular. It is a Chowgu needle, US size 1 2.25 millimeter needle, which is my go-to for socks. This is the Yarn Bee Cozy Toes, and the colorway is Shadowy Meadow. And my husband picked this out at Hobby Lobby while we were there. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Alright, so this has been my favorite whip that I am working on right now. And it is hanging out in my other bag from Kitsch is the New Black. This is one of my favorite sweater bags because I love the pattern so much. And it has cute little polka dots on the inside. I know I show this bag every time, but I love it so much. But in here I have, let me get it untangled. This is my progress on the Pink Velvet Sweater by Andrea Mowry. And I'm just getting past the tops of these feather things. and I am loving working on this so much. It's so much fun. It's a little bit more, I have to be a little more mindful of what I'm doing while I'm working on this pattern, and I did have to rip it out like 5 times when I first started it. But things are going good, and I'm actually pretty proud of myself because the short row shaping on the back of the sweater, you can't really see it, but it went so well this time with my Soldotna. I actually ended up doing it on the side. I don't even know if you can see while I'm wearing it, but this shaping here where it kind of like puffs out some, this shaping on the side where it like sticks out some is actually supposed to be in the back of the sweater. I had never done short row shaping before, so I didn't know that. So I thought that you were supposed to turn at your beginning of round stitch markers, so that's what I did, and I completely messed it up. But by the time I realized it, I was like here on the color work, and if you know me, I'm not about ripping out mistakes, or at least I wasn't at the time, and it just wasn't worth it. And I don't think you can tell. Maybe you can, and I just looked like an idiot wearing this to work today, but what's new there? So anyway, I am loving working on this. I have been trying to pace myself with because I always want to work on this and not my husband's socks, so I kind of will work on his socks for a little bit and then reward myself with a few rows of this. But I don't know how much longer I can take that. And I don't know if you can see that, but I'm also really proud of how even my floats are. This is the wrong side, and you can see on the back how even my floats are. At least I think they look pretty even, but it's just so exciting. I'm loving this every minute of it. But I am knitting the size 4, and the pink is Hey Sister Yarn Co. on their Alon C sock base in the color Blossom, and the gray is Cascade 220 in the colorway Indigo Frost Heather. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the knitting content for today. I have been thinking about recording some tutorials during my off weeks, in between podcast episodes, but I'm not sure. I was thinking about having like a learning how to knit or crochet series. So if you would be interested in that, leave me a comment below or comment on my Instagram and let me know what you guys would think about that. I think it would be really fun, but I also think that there's so many tutorials out there for learning how to knit and crochet that I'm not really sure if it would be worth it. But if you guys would be interested in seeing that from, learning how I knit and crochet, then just drop me a comment below and let me know what you think. So I have started answering questions at the end of my podcast, and last week we had 2 questions from Allison De Laurentiis, and she asked what my all-time favorite Etsy store is. And I would say, based on how many things that I've purchased, I would have to say that my favorite Etsy shop is probably Bad Wolf Girl Studios. I've bought a lot of yarn from her. I've bought all of her Doctor Who mini sets that she released, and just a bunch of other. I love her dye style, and she has really pretty yarn. This is the Grinch sock set on her sparkle base, and I love it so much. It's so pretty. And I also got her Space for All mystery sock set. I don't know, I just love the colors that she uses. Can't even see that. I just love the colors that she uses, and she's just so sweet, and she has a good podcast. It's called Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits on Instagram and on YouTube. And then Allison asked another question, what is my favorite color combo for projects? And I was thinking about this, and I think pretty much everything that I knit is in this color palette. I like grays and blues and grays and pinks and just, I don't know, I have a more muted, darker color palette. I like the more muted shades, and I like blacks and grays and charcoals. That's technically gray, but yeah, so those are probably my favorite color combinations as far as knitting goes. Moving into chatter, I checked before I started recording, and on Instagram right now we have 72 followers, and on YouTube we have 47 subscribers. So I was thinking that it might be fun to host a giveaway. I don't know what the prize is going to be yet, but I was thinking that if and when I get to 100 subscribers on Instagram and on YouTube, that I will be hosting a giveaway. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and do that. And if you click on the bell, you'll get a notification whenever I upload a new episode. And if you're not following me on Instagram, you should do that too. And yeah, so the sooner I get to 100 followers and subscribers, the sooner I can host a giveaway. So make sure that you guys are liking and sharing and commenting and all that good stuff to get this video out there. And let's see, what else? So other than that, we have been, I worked from home last week, but I am considered an essential employee, so our office is still open. But I actually got sick I've been sick for the last few days, so I've been working from home, and I went back to the office today. So things are crazy. I'm an accountant, and it's tax season, and the people want their taxes done. So I will be very busy, and especially with the extensions, I'm gonna be a busy lady until like July, probably actually October, because extensions. But so things have been pretty crazy around here. My husband's working from home too, so it's been crazy. So I've been reading Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafon, which I probably butchered that name, and I'm so sorry. But I have been reading that, and I'm about 20 chapters in, and it's pretty good so far. My friend recommended it to me, and we have a lot of similar book interests, so I'm trusting her that it's going to get good, and she promises that it gets to a point where I won't be able to put it down. So I'm still waiting for that to happen, but it is holding my interest, and I really enjoy his style of writing. And then I've been listening to on Scribd The Silent Patient by Michaelis. I don't know. I'll put everything that I talk about is listed down below, and I will write out the author's name because I don't know how to say it. But that one has also been pretty interesting. It's been on my list for a while, and yeah, so since usually I listen to the audiobooks when my husband's home, I let him pick the audiobook because he kind of has to listen to it too. So that's the one that he picked out for us to be listening to now, and it's been going pretty good. We also recently got the new Animal Crossing, the New Horizons is what it's called, and that's been pretty fun. My husband asked if I would tell you guys that the first day that he was playing it, he earned enough bells to pay for his house in cash, so he did not have to take out a loan on it. And he was very excited about that. So he asked me to share that with you guys. So I hope you're as excited about it as he is. And I played it for a little bit. We played together for like 10-15 minutes because we both just kept chasing each other around and beating each other with the tools. So that didn't take very long to be done with. But that's pretty much all that I have to talk about today, guys. So if you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you like and subscribe, and be sure to follow me on Instagram and let me know in the comments what you think. So I hope you guys are staying healthy and safe, and until next time, happy knitting. Bye!